Good evening. I hope it's fine for everyone. The audio, is it audible for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm just trying out some new earphones. I'm in a new environment. That's okay. Thank you. We are on page 29 and we will start. Before we start, I want to try something different. Let's take 2 minutes. And can someone give me a very rough summary of what you have seen in the book so far? Anyone? So we have some continuity to go on with. Can anyone share just a rough summary? Just in a few lines, can you summarize what you have understood? What is the essence of the book so far?
Sir, I have understood that from yesterday, they spoke about some leadership qualities, sir.
Okay.
Leaders were, they help in developing the faith in us, sir. And yesterday I spoke
No, no,
about,
sorry, repeat that again. Leaders help in developing the faith in us.
yes,
Who is
sir.
us? Who is us?
Uh, sir.
So when you say, right, who is the us? Who is the
Uh,
subject is the leader? Who is the
yes,
predicate? Means, who is the leader developing faith in?
in
So,
me, like they can uh, help us to help me to develop the,
yeah, so in people. So when you
yes,
say
in
the
people.
sentence, we say leaders help develop faith in people. People is also more generic, you can say maybe in their employees or
Yes, sir.
people who are following them or people who look up to them. Okay, because us is a very, it's not grammatically correct, right? How
Okay,
can
sir.
anyone understand what is the meaning of us in this sentence?
Oh, okay, sir.
Correct?
Yes, sir. Fine.
D- did you get it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, please continue.
And the quote in that book, sir, the everything will be okay at the end. If it is not end, that is not means the end of end and that.
Okay, try and put it in a proper sentence. So, okay, I'll say it once and maybe you can understand and say it again. What
Okay,
you're
sir.
trying to say is if things are not perfect currently,
Yes,
it
sir.
means it's not the end is still left. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes, sir. Exactly, sir.
Okay, so would you like to say it again?
Uh, uh, if everything is okay,
Take your
if
time. We
ev-
are in no hurry. It's okay. Take your time. Aram
okay,
se try. Relax. Relax your mind and try.
yes,
No
sir.
problem.
Ye-
It's
yes, sir. Everything will be will be okay at the end. If it is not end, then it is not okay, sir.
if it is not end, it is not okay. Or if it is not okay, it is not end. Which one is
I'm,
correct?
sir, I can't able to form that sentence, sir.
So, right. What you said is 99% correct. Just the opposite, right? If it is not okay, then
Yes, sir.
it's not the end. What it means is, if let's say you didn't get good marks in one exam, it
Yes,
means
sir.
it's not the end of the world. You will not be a failure for your whole life.
Yes,
Your
sir.
life is not the end. If it is not good, you will find success in some field or the other in life.
Yes, sir.
Got it?
Yes, sir.
So if it is not okay, it means it's not the end. Things will always be okay in the end.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So we'll try and do this maybe every time. So I think it's a good place to start off with.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Let's continue with our reading. We are on page 29, I believe, of the 5 a.m. club. We are starting from this word called totally right. Is everyone with me so far? Totally
Yes.
right, muttered the artist. Okay, perfect. Totally right, muttered the artist, nodding his head aggressively and shifting his posture noticeably as his dreadlocks dangled over his shoulders. Dreadlocks means long hair, okay, like Shiva, long jatadhari hair. The event venue was now empty. If we have the courage to look within, we discover that we do this because we have a series of holes within us. We falsely believe that material from the outside will fill what's empty within ourselves. Yet it never will. Never will. Anywho, when many of us reach the halftime point of our lives, this means when half your life is already over, around 40, 45 years old, we make a right angle turn. We begin to realize that we're not going to live forever and that our days are numbered. And so we connect with our mortality. Big point here. We realize we are going to die. What's truly important comes into much sharper focus. We become more contemplative. We start to wonder if we've been true to our talents, loyal to our values, and successful on the terms that we feel right to us. And we think about those we most love, and we think about what those we most love will say about us when we are gone. That's when many of us make a giant shift from seeking legitimacy in society to constructing a meaningful legacy. This is some heavy words. Legitimacy in society means seeking respect and approval. Legitimate literally means approval from society to constructing a meaningful legacy. Legacy is what you leave behind. Okay. So, what is Sachin Tendulkar's legacy is amazing cricket, more than 10,000 runs in cricket. That's his legacy. Okay. What is Mahatma Gandhi's legacy? That he helped people move towards truth. That is a part of his legacy. That is what legacy. So, what he's saying is when you realize that you are closer to death, you start thinking on what's really important in life instead of all the fluff of society. What is the core that really matters? The last 50 years then become less about me and more about we, less about selfishness and more about service. We stop adding more things into our lives and begin to subtract and simplify. We learn to savor simple beauty, express gratitude for small miracles, appreciate the priceless value of peace of mind, spend more time cultivating human connections, and come to understand that the one who gives the most is victorious. This is a very long sentence, so I will say it again, and I will not explain more because it's simple words, but it's just a very long sentence. We learn to savor simple beauty, experience gratitude for small miracles, appreciate the priceless value of peace of mind, spend more time cultivating human connections, and come to understand that the one who gives the most is ultimately victorious. And what's left of your life then becomes a phenomenal dedication to loving life itself, as well as a ministry of kindness to the many. This is a little tough. So, what he's saying is when you realize that you're about to die, essentially, you start becoming a better person. You start becoming a kinder person. You don't only care about, do I have the latest iPhone? Do I have the latest watch? How much money am I making? How important I am? That I becomes less, and we, us, happiness, joy, success for others also becomes a part of people's life. And this becomes potentially your gateway into immortality. He's really special, whispered the entrepreneur. Entrepreneur is a businessman, someone who does business. I haven't felt this hopeful, energized, and grounded in months. My father used to help me navigate difficult times, she told the artist. Ever since he passed away, I don't have anyone to lean on. What happened to him? Quizzed the artist. I'm a little right now. I feel stronger now than I did this morning. But I'll simply say that man, a tremendously successful business pioneer. Pioneer means someone who starts something new in a particular field, someone who is, uh, you can say, at the forefront of something new. He flew airplanes, raced fast cars, and loved a superb wine. Basically, someone, had a very big lifestyle, very fancy things he did. He was so alive. Then his business partner took everything away from him. Not so different from the horrible scenario I'm living right now. Anyway, the stress and shock of his world collapsing pushed him to do what we could never have imagined. He just couldn't see any way out, I guess. The entrepreneur revealed as a voice broke. You can lean on me, the artist said tenderly. He placed a hand with a hippie ring on a pinky finger onto his heart as he spoke these words, looking both chivalrous and bohemian. Okay, so basically, he tried to comfort her in very simple words. Okay, the lady who is there, she's saying that her dad lost a lot of money because his partner stole everything from him, and he couldn't accept the fact that life can go on even with less money. So unfortunately, he took his life. She was very sad and upset about that. So the artist is trying to comfort her to give her some strength. Okay, 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 no problem. I understand. Okay, okay, I understand. Don't be so sad. The homeless man interrupted the intimate moment the two were sharing. Here, read this, he instructed as he handed over his index card. It'll be useful as you both rise to your next performance levels and experience everything that comes with this adventure into human leadership, personal mastery, and creating a career of uncommon productivity. So this book, no, it uses very big sentences. So let me try and break it up even more. It will be useful as you both rise up to your next performance levels and experience everything that comes with this adventure into human leadership, which is personal mastery and creating a career of uncommon productivity, means very productive career, basically where you get a lot of success. It over the paper that had yellowed by the advances of time, it read, all change is hard at first, messy in the middle, and gorgeous at the end. This is a very nice line. Please note it down. We will have a what's the time? 9:20. Okay, let's do one. We did have an introduction, so we don't need 10 minutes, but please note down this line. We'll have our discussion on this. We'll read for 5 more minutes and then we'll do a discussion on this. All change is hard at first, messy in the middle, and gorgeous in the end. Okay, I hope everyone understood what this means. We'll do a short discussion on this later on. Let's read a little bit first. That's very good, noted the entrepreneur. A valuable piece of information for me. Thank you. The artist then resumed playing his illegal copy of the Spellbinder's presentation. Each one of you carries a. So, just something of English. The artist resumed playing his. Why did the author write playing his illegal copy of the Spellbinder? What is the significance of it? Maybe to indicate very subtly that the artist was poor. Maybe he's good at his art, but he doesn't have a lot of money to buy the original copy, which would be quite expensive for him. So he has an illegal or a pirated copy. But sometimes we watch pirated movies on, no, we shouldn't, but right on a laptop or something. So that's what he's trying to indicate. This is how indirect inferences can be made about a paragraph. If you read that, why he has an illegal copy. If he had a lot of money, he would buy a legal copy. He would not mind. So he's subtly trying to say that the artist didn't have a lot of money. Fair? Is this clear? Can you all? Oh man, so my camera was not proper. Sorry. Is this clear for all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is how we learn about inferring. It's called inference. Means understanding what the author is trying to say behind the literal meaning of the words. There is one literal meaning, which means what is actually written, and then there is something which he tries to, something you understand. Like for example, if I say Devamma wears a frock, from that I can understand two things. One is Devamma is probably a girl, and two, she probably likes frocks. That's why she wore it. Okay. Each one of you carries a quiet genius and a triumphant hero within your hearts. Triumphant means one who wins, a winner. Dismiss these as idealistic words of an elderly inspirationalist if you wish. So he's saying, each of you is a genius and a winner. I'm an old person. If you don't want to listen to me, don't. It's your choice. But I am telling you something which I am saying from experience. But I'm proud to be an idealist. Our world needs more of us. And yet, I am also a realist. And here's the truth. Most people on the planet today don't think much of themselves, unfortunately. They, sec- they secure the identity by who they are externally. They evaluate the achievement by what they've collected versus by the character they've cultivated. They compare themselves to the orchestrated and fake highlight reels presented by the people they follow. They measure their self worth by their net worth. Net worth means how much money they have. And they get kidnapped by the false thought that because something has never been done, it can't be done, which means doing something very difficult. depleting the grand and electrifying possibilities their lives are meant to become. This explains why the majority is sinking in the quicksand of uncertainty, boredom, distraction, and complexity. This, uh, it is, if you feeling that, yeah, why is this so hard? Like the previous book was maybe simpler than this. If you're feeling like I'm not understanding, is something wrong with me? Don't worry, nothing is wrong with you. It is quite hard. I think this is the third book, at least, which I am seeing, and I would say maybe the sentence formation and the vocabulary in this is quite high. But that's good, right? We will become better faster. So let's not lose hope, and we just keep your minds open and hearts open, and I'm sure we will all have a fantastic learning session. Okay, let's pause for a while and go to our discussion. Nikhil, do you remember the line which I said, please note it down, we will have a short discussion on that?
Messy in the middle and gorgeous of the end.
Correct. So all change is hard. Change means what? Things which change, right? Obviously. So all change is hard at first, messy in the middle, and gorgeous at the end. So tell me, what does this line literally mean? Before we go into some deeper explanation, literally tell me, what does it mean? What do you think it means? Literally, you understand what literally means? Just give me the
Uh,
meaning of the words. Okay? What is he saying? In simple words, say the same line.
yeah, all change is hard at first,
Mhm.
messy
Messy in
in the
the middle
middle,
and gorgeous
and
at the end.
gorgeous in the end. Gorgeous means very fantastic,
Correct. Absolutely.
fantastic at the
Absolutely.
end. Messy
Absolutely.
means messy means
Little bit.
something
Yeah.
something disturbance
Correct.
something.
Correct. Correct. So what is he trying to say in the sentence? What is the meaning of the sentence?
Uh, at first is very hard, uh,
Like
and
what is very
disturbance.
what when you said first is very hard, what is that first? What is very hard? What is the main crux? What is very hard? What is the first word? What is very hard? What is the first line? Could you repeat it again, please?
All changes is hard
Hmm.
at first.
Bus. Correct. All change is hard at first. Okay. So what is very hard?
Changes are.
Correct. Now, what does it mean? What are these changes? What do you mean by changes?
Yeah, I also don't understand.
Okay, good. That is good. If we don't understand something, there is no shame in saying, I don't understand. There are so many things I don't understand, and that's okay. And in English also, there are so many things I don't understand. Like there was one word which I didn't understand. It's called bohemian. I don't know what it means. I think I'll have to find out and say, but I'm not sure what it means. So I'll have to find that out. So there's no harm in saying, okay, I don't understand this. It's okay. That's how we learn when we find out things which we don't understand. So when he says all change, he means all change in life. Okay. If you are changing right now, are you in college, Nikhil?
Huh?
Are you in college?
No, sir. I
Oh, you
completed,
completed,
sir.
right? So there
Yes,
was a
sir.
change when you were studying in college, maybe last year or 1 or 2 years ago. You were studying in college, then something changed. Now you don't have to go to college every day, right? Maybe
Yes,
you're
sir.
looking for a job, or you're looking for an internship.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
those few
yeah.
years in college
Now
you
I
were set.
understand, sir.
Now
Yes,
you
sir. Now I
understand? That is
understood.
a change
Yes,
in your
sir.
life. Something
Okay.
changed. Maybe if you move to another city, where do you stay, Nikhil?
Come on, sir.
Let's say you have to move to Mumbai. Will it be very easy to leave your family, to leave your home?
No, sir.
It will be hard, right?
Yes, sir.
That's what he said. In the starting, it will be very hard. But do you think after 10 years also it will be very hard?
I
No, right?
think no,
If
sir.
you,
No.
no, right? Maybe for 10 years, if you live in Mumbai, you're like, maybe I think I can adjust, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
maybe few months, 6 months or something, it will be very hard. Then after 1 or 2 years, you'll be like, okay, now I have made some
Okay.
friends. I know where to stay. I know what to eat. I know how to catch the train. After 10 years, so you will be like, oh, I know Marathi also now. I am number one. I can so guide other people how to live in Mumbai. Right? That is also a possibility. So that is what it meant. All change is very hard at first,
Yes,
messy in
yes,
the middle,
sir. I
but
understand.
amazing in the end.
Yes,
Okay?
sir. I understand.
Oh, wonderful. Uh, Taranjit ji, will give you a slightly harder problem. What, the artist is saying some things, right? Where he says that each one of you carries a quiet genius and a triumphant hero within your hearts.
Mm.
Do you remember that paragraph?
Yes, yes, yes.
Could you tell us a little bit about that, please?
Yeah. First, what you said, all changes are very hard in the beginning and
No, no, that
messy
is
in the
done. Only
center.
this now.
Yeah.
That is done.
Here,
We'll
I'll
go on
just
further.
share something that I did an experiment in my school, in my class of 10. I told the children, I had to explain them many a times this, but they couldn't understand. And I told them that today do one a small experiment. When you go home, instead of keeping your bag in the place which you keep every day, keep it somewhere else. And even if your mummy tells you to pick it up from there and keep it there, don't do it. So come back and tell me what was the result. So, so many of them got the thrashing, this, that, and it was really difficult. So I told them, this is what it is. When you would try to change this is a very little small change. I don't want to keep my bag here. I want to keep it there. So it was something really very good. Here I would want to give a reference, which paragraph you said there is a triumphant hero in each of us, where the author says the homeless man is saying, I had read an article. I tried to search, but I couldn't. If you can do it, Vineet, it would be really very good. There was an article, Die Empty. I tried to search on
But
Google,
can we
but I couldn't find
understand
it.
this? I
Sorry.
understand, Taranjit
Yeah,
ji.
that
Can
is
can we can so can we like understand this because like everything
yes.
is so timed, we only have
Yeah.
like a few minutes
So
per
there
person.
is
Like
everybody is having a genius in their self. There are so many ideas, so many things that are there, and in our heart we have already won. We think that we are the heroes. We are in our own small world. When we are in our thought process, at that time we think that we are the hero, but actually we have to work very hard to prove it, because that is not the reality. This is an idealism that we are thinking in our thoughts. It can be inspirational to so many of us, but the reality is different. We are not, if we have that thoughts in our mind and
that's not what
till
he's
we
saying.
don't put it into the process, it
No,
is
no,
not the.
Taranjit ji, that's not what he is saying. That is not what the author is saying.
Yes.
I would suggest please read it again. What he's saying is different from what you are saying. So I would suggest please read it again. Shanti says sometime, and then we can take it. I'll move ahead now, but that's not what he said. We'll take it up again in the end, but you have to tell me what the paragraph is in not more than 2 lines. In
Okay.
2 lines, and that's it. No extra words. Precisely 2 lines. Okay. Continuing further. I'm going to start from Drama's Mamas. Drama Mamas, the homeless man interrupted again. That's what I call men and women caught the virus of victimitis execute excuse excusitis. He's just making up his own word. I don't think there's any real words. So drama mamas. The homeless man interrupted again. That's what I call men and women who've caught the virus of victimitis excusitis. All they do is complain about how bad things are for them instead of applying their primal power to make things better. He's just making a victimitis means just someone who's victimizing themselves, who's making excuses. It's not a real word. He's just taking some creative liberty to make up some word. Just means someone who makes some excuses. Instead of doing something about the problem, sitting and cribbing. That's all. They take instead of give. This is a very nice line. I would really like you all to please know this line. Our next discussion will be on this. They take instead of give. Criticize instead of create, and worry instead of work. This line is very beautiful. They take instead of give, criticize instead of create, and worry instead of work. Build antibodies to combat any form of average from getting anywhere near your professional days at the office and your private life at home. Never be a drama mama. In simple words, in Hindi you would say, ज्यादा नाटक मत करो, चुपचाप काम करो. Does everyone know this much Hindi? It's a very simple thing. Don't do too much drama. Shut up and do your work. Your mother would have said sometimes. My mother tells me almost every day. Stop talking nonsense. Just go and do some work. That's all he's trying to say. In simple words. The entrepreneur and the artist peeked at each other. Peek means look like this. Then they giggle, both at the terms the quirky stranger was using and at the way he raised an arm and made the fingers of one hand into a peace sign as he spoke the words he had just shared. This is what he did. Peace. If you were standing there with them, you would think he was weird too. He looked like totally crazy type person. The spellbinder would then be heard speaking the following words on the recording with dramatic flair. To be clear, every day for the rest of your life, you will be faced with the chance of showing leadership wherever you are and in all that you do. Leadership isn't just for global icons and marketplace titans, it's an arena everyone gets to play in. Because leadership is a lot less about having a formal title, a large office, and money in the bank, and a lot more about committing to mastery over all you do and in who you are. It's about resisting the tyranny of the ordinary, refusing to allow negativity to hijack your sense of awe, and preventing any form of slavery to mediocrity from infesting your life. Leadership is about making a difference right where you are planted. Real leadership is about sending out brave work that exemplifies genius, turns your whole field onto its head by its scope, innovation, and execution, and is so staggeringly sublime that it stands the test of time. A very, very big sentence and fairly complex. So don't worry, that's all I'm saying. All he's saying is each of you is a leader. You don't have to be like a Mukesh Ambani to say you are a leader. Each of you, wherever you are, if you give the best in what you are doing, you are a leader. If you put your heart and soul in your work, you are a leader. And I'll prove that he's saying that. Let me read this line again. Real leadership is about sending out brave work that exemplifies genius, turns your whole field on its head by its scope. Field means the field in which you are working in. Innovation and execution, and is so staggeringly sublime that it stands the test of time. I will give you a simple example. By this definition of leadership, did you used to write notes in school? Yes? Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes.
sir.
If you wrote some notes, just had to copy from the textbook and write, okay? But if you wrote it in the most beautiful handwriting, put proper margins in the pages, like put the made nice paragraphs, excellent handwriting, excellent presentation, you made a nice index for your book, then each one of these points which he's saying becomes true, and you would be a leader such that your teacher would be so happy with your work that for every year in the class, when she gives the same homework to new students, she will show your copy of the notebook and say, kids, see how he has done it. It is so amazing. I want this type of work, this type of neatness, this type of good handwriting. Sometimes have you seen teachers do that? 2, 3 years ago, some student has done some homework, but still the teacher is showing that. That student in that piece of homework, in that moment, is a leader. Got it? Why I'm saying so much is that you all can be leaders in your life where you are right now. We all, including me, where we are right now, we can all be leaders. This is all we have to do. Give your heart, give your love, give your best. And never work only for the income. Only for income means only for money. He's not saying never work for money. He's saying only for the money. Labor for the impact means money will come. But see what impact is your work having on the lives of people. How are people's lives being transformed? Make your dominant pursuit the heartfelt release of value that represents an uncommon magic that borders on the poetic. Demonstrate the full on expression of what's possible for a human being to create. Develop the patience to stick with your dedication to absolute world class output, even if over a lifetime you only generate a single masterpiece. To achieve this feat alone will have made your life's journey a worthy trek. So what he's saying is, I will give you a local example in your which you can understand. Even if you do only 40% of your syllabus in school, only 40% in school, or if you're preparing for your interview, only 40% of your syllabus you do, but do that 40% so thoroughly that you are the absolute best in that. Never in your life again do you have to do that 40%. You're absolutely clear in that. Don't say, don't say, "Okay, I did the whole syllabus, but 90% of the things you don't know." He's talking about perfection. Try and achieve, uh, and not according to other people's standards, but give your best. Simple words he's saying, do your best and leave the rest. Don't worry about what will happen, this will happen, how will that happen. Leave it. Just do your best. Even if people are not able to recognize things, that's okay. I'll see the last paragraph. Be a virtuoso. I think that's how it's pronounced. If anyone knows better, you can correct me please. Be a virtuoso, a standout. Virtuoso, standout, I think it's the similar type of meaning. And exceptionalist. An exceptionalist, someone who's not just average. The top 5% are a lot less concerned with fame, cash, and approval, and a lot more invested in punching above their weight class within their craft, playing above their pay grade around their talents, and creating a kind of productivity that inspires and serves millions. Whew. Let's do that again, shall we? Be a virtuoso, a standout, an exceptionalist. The top 5% are a lot less concerned with fame, cash, and approval. Means naam or paisa doesn't matter so much. Name, fame, not that important. And a lot more invested in punching above their weight class within their craft, which means in whatever job they are working in, doing a little bit more than what they are expected to do. Playing above their pay grade around their talents and creating the kind of productivity that inspires and serves millions. And with the work which they are doing, a lot of people will benefit. That's often why they make millions. So never mail it in, always bring it on. Which means never have a hota hai chalta hai attitude. Okay? Arey chalega bro. I forgot that comma in this. I didn't do my work to the chalega. It's okay. That chalega attitude, forget it in your life. Okay. Devamma,
Yes, sir.
what does this line mean? They take instead of give, criticize instead of create, and worry instead of work. I will share it in the Zoom chat also so that it's clear for all of us.
I have noted that, sir.
Yeah. What does it mean, please?
Like they take instead of you. What they are going to take, sir? I don't
Are they
know.
take? So he is saying they means people in general. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So he's suggesting great people or real leaders.
Yes, sir.
Oh, sorry. No. This is the opposite. My mistake. Sorry. He's saying some type of people, okay, certain type of people, they will take instead of give. In general, it could be anything. Uh, Instead of, I will give you an example, they criticize instead of create and worry instead of work. So in general, it's an attitude he's talking about.
Yes, sir.
Either you have an attitude of giving or an attitude of taking. Does your mother have an attitude of giving love or taking love?
Giving love.
Giving love, right?
Yes, sir.
So sometimes, even if you are angry with her, or maybe you don't have time to talk to her properly, just for example, okay, this is just an example. I'm not saying it's really like this, it's just an example. Or, sometimes we don't talk so nicely. It can happen sometimes, but still, she is always giving. She is
Yes, sir.
not being upset. Oh, that day, no, Devamma didn't speak nicely to me. Today, I will not make food for her. Tell her to go hungry. I don't care. She always has an attitude of giving.
Yes.
So certain negative people, that is what it means. To take instead of to give.
Yes.
To criticize instead of create. What
Create
that
like,
means?
sir, like when we have a good idea to do something, they criticize us, sir. They like
Correct.
they tease us, sir.
Correct. Correct. Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
If you're creating someone has made something, instead of first thing you will say, oh, this is wrong. There is one mistake in this. Oh, this
Yes,
is not that good. Oh, you will
yes.
never make it. Oh,
They
Devamma,
always do
no.
that, sir.
Correct. Oh, Devamma to will never learn English only. Arey, first you learn and you teach, then if you know so much.
Yes, sir.
That is what it means. Criticize instead of create. And you know what? Other people do that, no? Sometimes we do it with ourselves also.
Yes, sir. That's
We are
absolutely.
criticizing ourselves instead of creating and learning. Why are we doing that? And the last line is worry instead of work. What does that mean?
So
Very simple.
like oh, what we say, worry
Just tell
is
me. Mhm.
yes, sir.
No, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
So worry is regrets, uh, um, I'm not able to do that work. It is
Hmm.
kind of regrets, sir.
Correct. Correct. So what is he saying?
Sir,
Is he
work
saying not able to do the work? Or what is he saying? There are certain type of people.
certain.
I'll give you an example. Okay. Tomorrow is your exam. Okay. There are 10 chapters in the syllabus
Yes,
and
sir.
you have only done one chapter.
Yes, sir.
What will help more? Studying the other 9 chapters or talking on the phone and telling your friend, you know what happened? I have 10 chapters. I have only done one. This problem happened, that happened. Now what will I do? How will I pass? Oh my God, I am so gone totally. I'm going to fail the exam. Oh, now what will happen? I am feeling so stressed. 4 or 5 hours sitting and complaining only about that.
No, sir. It can't.
Instead of go and study 4 or 5 chapters more,
Yes, sir.
which is more useful.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Sunny, tell me which is more useful.
Um, like uh, um, we should shut
Worry is more
down
useful or work is more useful?
working, sir.
Should we ever worry?
When we work, we should not get to worry about the things, sir.
Correct. Correct. When we work, we should not get worry. And when we feel worry, we should start working.
Yes,
Then
sir.
worry will go away.
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's what he's trying to say. Anything else you want to add in this point, Devama? I'll give you a minute. So you have 1 minute exactly. Anything more you want to add? You please add. In your own words, whatever you feel free, you please add. For 2 minutes you have. It's 5:53 till 5:55. 2 minutes you have. Please add.
Like I want to start from that. They take instead of give. We should uh, we should not take the kind of love when they try to give the love. We should also give the same love to them. So love, affection, something. And criticize instead of create. When we try to do the work, some people are just what she will do, let it be, and then they will always tease us. And worry instead of work, uh, we should do the work without getting worry about the things. Yes, sir.
Right.
That's
Okay, that's good.
yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for doing that. Nikhil, anything you want to add about what we have read so far? Maybe this
Yeah,
line, maybe some other line, anything? You have 2 minutes too. You can please say.
yeah. Uh, I I I like them Astis say, said, sir. I like them points.
Which point did she say?
Uh,
And what did you like
yeah,
about her point? So when you say, I like the point which Devama made, that is an incomplete sentence. The complete sentence would be, what did you actually like? Because then the other person can understand what you liked about her point.
yeah. we should give we should give instead of take.
That is the sentence. What did you like about it? Okay, I'll rephrase it. If you give to someone, how would you feel? Would you feel happy or sad?
Yeah, happy, sir.
Right. So we can say that I feel happy by learning that when we give, we will get happiness. Right?
Right,
That
sir.
is one learning. So what your point you said is absolutely correct. It's just a grammar which we work on a little bit, so that we can understand exactly what we are trying to say. That's all. The other person has to understand exactly what you're trying to say. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Well done. It was a very, very good one. Well done. Well done, Devama. Well done, Nikhil.
Thank
Uh,
you, sir. Thank you.
1 minute. Taranjit ji, would you like to try, please? That old paragraph.
Yeah.
Would you like to try? But
There is
1 minute
a
only.
genius. One sentence. There is a genius in all of us, but the external cues, all the thoughts that we have, the ideas that we have, that are killed by that cues. The quicksand of mediocrity, the boring things, and all the comments that are made, the instead of my self-worth, the net worth, all these cues kill the creativity, the good idea, the genius thing that I have in me, that is killed by these.
What he's essentially saying now is that people don't recognize their own genius. He's not saying that someone else may kill it. He's saying people by themselves, they are this genius. By themselves, they are so brilliant. But they don't recognize their own genius and they live their entire life being ordinary people. Actually, being superhuman is the real state of being human. But we think we are always less, 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 less. We never live up to our full potential. So he's saying live up to your full potential. Your true potential is so high. We are always small, 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 very little. वो बोलते हैं ना कि अपने हाथों से अपना गला घोटना. That's what he's saying. Good. Thank you for attempting it twice. You're doing a really good job. Thanks. Thank you for sharing that, Parampreet. I will read one more line and then we can conclude. The homeless man now had his eyes closed and was down on the floor doing a series of one-armed push-ups. All the while he was chanting, "Own your morning, elevate your life." The entrepreneur and the artist shook their heads. One of my favorite books is The Prophet, mused the artist. It's one of the best-selling works of poetry ever written. I read that Khalil Gibran carried the manuscript around with him for 4 years and refined it constantly before giving it to his publisher, just so it was pure art. I still remember the exact words he spoke when he was interviewed by a journalist about his creative process because they guide me a lot when I'm in the studio. And this is where we will end. Thank you all so much for joining tonight. It's been a great experience. Wishing you all a good night. Take care. Bye bye.
Thank you so much. Good night.
Good night, sir. Good night.
Thank you.